playful sense. It can just mean someone's a bit chaotic. Are you videoing?
This is great. It's good conversation. Carry on.
But if someone is like anarchic, if you just say, oh, they're a bit mad, they're a bit anarchic, it means they're just very chaotic and very disorganised. It doesn't mean the same thing. Like, the word gets used without the political connotations, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't get what you mean.
No, I think, no,
I'll try again.
I do get it, Zoe, I get it.
Okay, so so...
I know anarchy means, you've explained it twice.
Alright, what does it mean then? Relate it back to me.
Okay, let me think of where this goes.
It's just proving you just
switched on. If you vote for
on.
anarchy, you vote for no government or anything like that.
Good.
No government.
Tick.
That's
See,
okay.
I listen.
It's it's an absence of what?
Government.
Yes. Or government, an absence of
Order.
rules, an absence of laws.
Order.
Not necessarily an absence of order, because anarchists believe that human beings are quite capable of leading orderly lives without being prodded by governments and laws. Okay?
Right,
Anarchy is not necessarily chaos.
No, but
or chaos is not necessarily a negative,
but this going into
destructive thing.
That is the let's get the word right. That's the etymology of the word.
Very good.
Back to the subject.
But chaos is not necessarily a negative thing.
No,
chaos can be constructive, can be positive.
Like
Anarchists believe that people can quite easily coexist. They can quite easily get along with each other without the sanction of law.
Yes.
Without being told that if they don't get along with each other, they'll be punished.
I agree. I'm also explaining to Leo, though, the way most people use that word isn't that specific.
Exactly.
So
because they're not properly educated.
They've not been properly educated.
They haven't done classical civilization.
Pass along our knowledge.
Exactly.
Can we go back to the subject, please?
What were we saying?
If I was Prime Minister,
yes,
what would I do? Let me think. I had it. It's your fault.
What would you do? Right, Leo Kelly, we are happy to welcome you into number 10. So what's your first move going to be? Got your cabinet assembled over here. Tea and coffee readily available. Biscuits as well if you want them.
Let's go over to Nana here. Nana, can we have your take on anarchy, please?
Anarchy?
Yes, what do you make of anarchy?
Yes,
well, I've
remember
always thought of anarchy as something horrible that happens in society that nobody has any control over.
Right. It's an absence of law.
Yeah.
So do you... Excuse me, Leo, I'm getting the wisdom of Nana's 89 years here. Do you think, Nana, that if there were no laws... Leo, shut up. If there were no laws, if there were no rules, if there were no governments, do you think that people could get along quite well together?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why is that?
Human nature being what it is,
Yeah.
there'll always be somebody who will be an oddbod and upset everybody else.
Does this relate to your Christian faith?
No, it has no bearing on
No
my
bearing
Christian
at all.
faith at all. No.
Because isn't it argued that original sin and all that,
Right.
and people can only be rescued from original sin by, well, I suppose by law and government based on Christian values.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's Nana's view.
Yes.
And I have to say, Leo, you just didn't show sufficient respect for Nana's view because you just talked while I was interviewing her.
Ah, now that is anarchy.
It is. In some ways, that bears out what Nana says.
Right.
Because Leo...
I'm an oddbod.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't respect Nana because there were no laws and rules compelling you to do so.
Well, I was talking and you went immediately to Nana. Would you call that anarchy?
Yeah, but an anarchist would think that we're all innately and naturally sensitive, cooperative, and good creatures, that we don't need laws to compel us. And you've just refuted that anarchist belief, hasn't it?
Did I ever say... Dad, I never said I was an anarchist.
Well, no, I can see why not.
Exactly. So
You
why?
need laws
You
to
assumed I
discipline
was.
yourself.
You assumed I was an anarchist, though. Did you not?
No, I did. Well, I thought you might have anarchist tendencies like me.
I don't know.
I thought that you've got this instinctive suspicion of rules and laws and regulations.
Oh, I just want
I think it all comes down to where you stand on the question of morality. Because if you believe that an innate sense of what is right and wrong and what is the good and bad things to do, whatever you take good to mean, whether you take good to mean something that is kind and sensitive on a one-to-one basis, or whether you mean good as in a sort of in the divine and religious sense, as in it has a higher purpose, it depends whether or not you think we are naturally imbued with those sensibilities, or whether you think that we have to kind of create an environment where we learn them and we condition people to think in a certain way. Because from a utilitarian point of view, that's for the best, and it's you are not to allow people to trust their own inbuilt sense of right and wrong.
What you're really saying is.
But I personally don't agree with that.
It depends on human nature, doesn't it? It depends
Yeah.
upon your view of human nature.
Dad.
Is it innately cooperative, or is it innately selfish? And in the words of Thomas Hobbes, nasty, brutish, and short.
That was life, not people.
A life, rather.
But
that was Hobbes' description of life
Yeah.
without rules.
I think there's an argument to be said here that the rules and laws that we have, whether or not they're from Christianity or any other religion, or whether they're just from a secular political standing or whatever, he's rolling his eyes. I think it's fair to say that whether or not we have them in place because we feel we have to, as society we need them, it all boils down to the fact that we came up with them anyway. Actually, no, it doesn't actually, depends whether or not you're religious, but...
Well, yeah.
I'm opening a whole other door there.
Dad.
Do you have any views before I finish, Nana?
Sorry?
Do you have any views before I finish?
On what? On anarchy?
Yes.
Dad.
To me, as an 89-year-old woman in her dotage, no, it's broken now.
Is it definitely broken?
Well, for the last 3 nights it
Is
hasn't
it not
come
turning
on.
on?
This is Nana's view of human nature. It's broken, and has been for the last 3 nights.
Where was I?
It's
On the question of
of
anarchy.
anarchy.
To me, the very word anarchy fills me with horror, because I like things to be ordered, and I do not like people to be doing things to the detriment of other people's comfort. And a lot of people who are, I'll tell you, you know what springs to mind with me, with anarchy? The Russians.
Which ones?
That's not nice.
Which type of Russians?
You could get sued for that.
No, don't be silly. Do you mean like communist Russia or Stalinist Russia? Which
Well,
one
that was the
specifically?
opposite of anarchy,
I was
Mum.
gonna
That
say,
was,
yeah.
No. Before then, if you like, there's always been in Russia, in that environment, I've always felt that they're like as if they're on the edge of something disastrous. And it only needs one little push for anarchy to reign. And anarchy means that nobody is prepared to listen, to be reasonable. I hate the word.
I just want to get back to my conversation about what I would do if I was a Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Let's get back to him.